Hello everyone, and welcome to my Digimon Super Rumble leveling guide. Now as you can see, I have various level 80s and stuff like that, so I'm pretty much at the final stretch of the game at this point. I feel like I can do a conclusive, fully functioning leveling guide at this point in the game. So let's get underway. When you first start off, you'll be brought over to this area, which is basically your starting area. Through following some of the main quest line, you get brought to this area, and when you first start out, this is your best place for XP. Follow the yellow question marks. You can do the blue quests if you want, and this will basically be your go-to for levels 1 to 15 when you're first starting out, but that'll be subject to change later when you're further enough into the game. There's a lot of different Digimon. Ignore the high-level Raremon here, they will not be there for you at the current stage of the game. The toughest thing to fight in this area will be the Shellmon. At level 14, they give good experience and good bits. But as you can see, there are enemies going up like level 8. Level 12. Level 10. So it's pretty much got you covered from 1 to 15 in getting your first champion Digimon, like my Dromojimon right here, who is currently stabbing me with his drill. You know, it's nice of you, bro. You know, I looked after you, took care of you, raised you from an egg, stabbing me. But anyway, let's go on with the video. Eventually, following the main story, you get brought back to this path. And there will be level 12 Higurumon up there that are aggressive, and also on this bridge. And you can technically let them just keep running at you and fight them if you want to once you get your level 15s. But the reason why I'm suggesting you don't do that is basically straightforward from here. If we go all the way down in this direction, from level 15 to 30, they're a lot easier Digimon to deal with and good experience as well. It'd be a lot better for you experience-wise by that point. You'll be level 15, so you'll be able to handle things. There are plenty of Digimon around here. For example, the Tumon over it, level 16. They're rookies, so very easy to deal with. There are Gaburimon down here, which are a good form of experience as well. They can be useful for at least about level 20. Quick and easy experience farm. Further down the path here, there'll be level 20s, and you can easily fight these. You can do the blue question marks, which will be above some of these Digimon's head. If you really want to level doing those, you can definitely do it, and it'd be great as well, because you'll also get cubes which allow you to level your skills. Each Digimon has skills you can level up, like so. In order to get purple cubes, you need to fight Champion Digimon, minus the Shellmon in the starting area. They do not count, even though they are champion. They will not give you purple cubes. In order to get the blue cubes, you need to fight rookies, or you can fight the Shellmon in the starting area. And these will level your skills and allow your Digimon to fend for themselves better in rookie form. Eventually, you'll come here to the Gear Savannah, which is probably the best leveling spot for early game Digimon after you've got your level 15 at least. When you're first starting off, obviously, you know, it's going to be a lot harder. You can't just come here and just start battling level 22s and that big Raremon up there. You'll get your butt kicked when you first start off, you know, if you was to do that, because these Digimon will be too tough for you. But once you got your champions and stuff, you should be able to fight these Candlemon and stuff. Level up a bit, do a few quests around here. But the main prize spot is here. Now, these level 22 Tumons, there's a difference. And a very big difference that I must point out. If you fight red enemies, you do not get any bits or items. You only get experience. So you have to choose which is more viable to you. Do you fight these level 22 Candlemon over here and get more blue Tesseract cubes to level your skills of your Digimon, as well as get some money and as well as items? Or do you want to just fight here? Here's my advice to you, because it is a bit of a dilemma. I would honestly fight these until your Digimon get to at least about level 30. If you want to put in the time and actually pay attention and properly play, this is what I'd recommend you do. If you want to kind of AFK and watch anime on the side, or go do chores, come over here to the Digimon. They will always be aggressive. While you won't get items and stuff, leveling up to 33 is definitely viable here, because you can go up 11 levels above the Digimon when training on them, before they will stop giving any experience. Once you hit 33 though, the next place you want to go to your at least level 41 is the big Digimon over here. I wouldn't recommend this until you have at least level 33 Digimon, because while they only have about 600 HP, this is 2000. So this will basically take a lot more damage and is most likely to hit you back. Eventually though, when you are strong enough, you will essentially be able to just AFK here and level up any Digimon in the future. And once your Digimon are even stronger, say like level 40 odd to 50, you will then be able to AFK Tumon to level any Digimon to 41 while AFK and not paying attention. The only difference is the big Tumon is a lot slower at respawning than, say, the 5 constant Tumon, which are going to be down here, respawning around you. So this is a slower XP gain, but once you hit level 33, you can't get any more experience from those Tumon, so you will have to come here. Unfortunately, from there's no other way to gain experience without following the main story. So, none of the Digimon further up in the map will begin to spawn. Unfortunately, I know it sucks. But all the enemies up here, trust me, I tried. I ran ahead of the main quest line, hoping I could fight more things when I hit level 40 odd. I couldn't. There will be no Digimon that will spawn here until you continue to do this main quest line, which will then spawn more Digimon along the way and unlock more. And you'll want to follow that till you arrive in this area, which I am in right now. This is a dark area, and this is where a lot of people are like, where do I go after level 41? Where do I go? How do I level from there? Unfortunately, I just advise following the main quest line. You can do the blue quest if you want, but I recommend just following the main quest line, and the reason why is because if you follow the main quest line, you'll fight Digimon which are a lot easier to deal with. There'll be less of them than doing all the blue quests. And you'll get to this area as fast as possible. And if you like this is a faster route, you can always go back and do the blue quests at any time. And you'll want to follow me exactly here. I'll speed up the footage just for the sake of basically getting to the point. Okay, so here in this area, you have the choice. You can either fight Champion Digimon like the Bakumon or the Soulmon, but they are tough. They will do a lot of damage if you don't have a full vaccine team. They will most likely pretty much wreck your team. Trust me, I know that full well. I've seen it happen to some people who didn't have it. And these Gaburumon, however, are really easy, but they don't give that much experience per one, unfortunately. So I'll just give you an example. The reason why, they never show up in twos, they only show up one at a time. Now here, luckily, I've got somebody who can carry my Kunamon right now, right? But the amount of experience you get is around 368 at this point, you know? It's pretty much a little bit more than what you were getting in the Tumons, and that's great and all, but it is really slow. While they are easy to deal with, they are really slow. So you'll want to come over here. So these Bakumon are level 35. If you grinded to like level 41 or 42 at the big Tumon, for example, you will be able to come to these Bakumon here, and you should be okay with dealing with them. They will spawn 2 or 3 at a time, and they are much better experience, especially if you get 3 of them. Right now I've got 2, and we'll see how much XP we get. Okay, so we got 600 because there were 2 of them. Notice how that's a lot faster than the Gaburumon, as that's more common. If we get 3, we'll get basically 1000 experience, which basically for leveling Digimon is really great. Now obviously I don't have to do that at this point in the game because I'm much further in. Once you hit around level 48, you'll probably have had some experience potions from doing some quests and stuff. I recommend you save them and use them now to get to 50. If you don't do that and get to 50, don't worry, all is not lost. You'll want to follow this path here, all the way up. And you'll want to try and find your way through so you can come to this area. And I'll fast travel ahead to where that is. So the Bakuman allowed you to get to 46, fighting them. And the next place I recommend going to is literally right here. That's why I said you'll have to follow this path, because you can't get here without it. Make sure you activate the fast travel points, so you always have a way to fast travel back to them. Obviously, that's going to save you a lot of time. But from here, the place you'll want to go is if we just follow this pathway up here. We have the rookie Gaburimon. Now, these are level 57, and while that may seem intimidating being only level 40, I'd also recommend getting getting your ultimate at least by using experience potions. You don't have to, though. You can take them on. They are relatively easy, because they are obviously rookies. We'll stick with this team for now, just for the sake of it. Obviously, it's a lot easier with me having a high level Digimon, but don't let that put you off. If you was around level 50, you'd be taking these guys on no problem. So, the Gaburimon have around 2,900 health. So, 900 more than the big Chumon did. And they will do decent damage, but as you can see, taking these on is a lot easier. The reason why I wanted to leave a lower level in, because you see the experience. So that's 1,000 experience for 2 of them. Sometimes Ogremon can show up, which can earn me close to around 3,000 experience. I think it's like 2,000 odd experience if I get an Ogremon to show up. The only problem is, if you do get Ogremon to show up with these Gaburimon, focus him first, or he will KO your Digimon. Unless you have your ultimates, he will most likely one-shot whatever Digimon you got, because he's a champion and he's going to be level 57. But this is your best place to level. Level up till you get to 68 here, is what I'd advise. And then we will go further up the mountain, and we'll be wanting to go to about here. So if these aren't appearing for you, you might have to continue doing more of the quest line. But I don't know if that's definitely the case, because I followed the quest line by that point. When I had my ultimates, I just followed the quest line to here and completed this area. There'll be these level 61 Black Tyrannomon. And these can drop not only purple cubes, being champion. They can also drop green eggs from time to time. Incredibly rare, but it can happen, so it can be an egg farming source. And these will give a lot of experience. Now, this is probably a very bad idea for me, because I'm bringing Kunimon, and if they focus Kunimon, he's probably going to get demolished. Well, these are 5,000 experience, so you'll definitely need to make sure you level up more. I could take these on with level 50s, with my ultimates. When I had level 50, a full team of level 50 vaccines, I could take these on, no problem. But I recommend just farming the Gaburimon, because you can be a lot easier. They're a lot easier to deal with. As you can see, 1,600 experience, very nice for 2 of them. And this will be your best place until you get to 72. 11 levels above this. Then I recommend going through the main story. Just focus on the main story. Don't do anything else. There's not really that many good or easy grinding spots that I can think of from there. You'll most likely want to get to the final area, which is the best place to level in the game in my opinion. And we're going to go there right now. You'll have to go through another area to be able to get to here. You have to keep following the story. You'll eventually go to this desert area. You have to do all this desert area through following the story till you eventually get to here. Keep following the main story till you get to Genkumon's palace. So once you have this area unlocked and you do a few more of the main story quests, you'll eventually get led to Genkumon's palace, which is up here. And this is where the best and easiest place to grind in the game becomes basically pretty much prevalent. You can level your lower level Digimon here, because by this point you'll probably have level 70 to 80 Digimon by this point, and be able to carry them without any issue. The only issue is if you get 3 Tumon in a fight, which can get you close to 3,000 experience, there is the risk that one of them may go for your back line. Also, another thing I recommend, if you are leveling a Digimon, put it in first place. Make sure it's in the rear and you have 2 front lines, because if your Digimon is in the front line, it's most likely to get hit over the rear. The rear can still get hit though. It's not guaranteed safety, but I can save a considerable amount of time. I could literally get in about 2 or 3 fights. I could instantly get a Digimon from 1 to 15 in 2 to 3 fights by coming to this place. And from there, it is the best place to level Digimon. Obviously, if they get hit, they are going to go down. So if you want to have an easier time, just go to the Tumon by the boat and grind them up there before coming here. If not, you don't have to. And we'll come to these Tumon right here. And these are probably the best place to level up, the easiest place, because they don't do a lot of damage from here. So I would probably have like 2 level 70 odds by this point, definitely. Because that's what I did have. And as you can see there, unfortunately they went for the back line. So they did take out my Kunimon, which sucks. So Kunimon isn't going to get any experience right now, unfortunately, because he's already fainted. So we'll throw Devimon up, just so I can at least show you the amount of experience. And hopefully don't go for my Devimon. But yeah, these have 6,000 HP, sorry. So they are a lot tougher. In terms of HP wise, they can do some good damage. As you can see, 3,000 experience now. And obviously with these being rookie, they're a lot easier to deal with. It could be even better. Sorry for my last stream, some of my Digimon went down. Fighting a Mamimon of all things. But I can obviously show you that if I was to actually throw 2 level 80s up. Let me just heal them so they don't go down. Right, so now that I actually have my level 80s out, these are going to go down a lot quicker. As you can see, that one's almost KO'd off a single hit. They are weak to dark, so if you have dark damage Digimon, it's going to basically be very advantageous. But that's a lot quicker when I got 2 level 80s. That's why I recommend when you come here, grind to level 80. Get 2 level 80s at a vaccine. And it's just pretty much easy experience from there. The reason why you want the Digimon in first place is because after the battle, they will always revive with a small amount of HP. Now, mine didn't because I switched it out, unfortunately, in terms of Kunimon. But this is, without a doubt, the best place to level, the easiest place to level, because these are rookies, level 70, 3,000 XP. And when you start getting to like 50 to 60 and whatnot, you'll probably be able to get at least a level or 2 each time guaranteed here per trip of EVP. But yeah, this is easily, without a doubt, the best place. And I realised that I never spoke about the Peach Cubes for leveling ultimate skills. Now, in this map, there are level 69 Digimon which you can fight, which are Scorpiomon. Any ultimate Digimon will give you Peach Cubes. The only problem is, they are incredibly rare. Like, it is honestly ridiculous how rare they actually are. Like, I went through an EVP bar and a half before getting just 1. The Peach Cubes are incredibly hard to come across. And I don't know whether I can start getting some from dailies like I can with the purple and the green cubes. But you'll want to get these to level your skills. That's what I've got to focus on. And I feel like this should be included in the leveling guide because obviously leveling your skills is important. It helps you get through the game. And you'll find Cherrymon and stuff around here once you have level 80s that you can train on, which is an ultimate. And you can get Peach Keys through fighting that. That's a virus to make sure you have a full vaccine team. Depending on what lineup you have, you'll obviously have an easier or a harder time. Vaccine beats... Vaccine beats Virus. Virus beats Data. Data beats Vaccine. So you'll probably want 3 Digimon of each caliber for the sake of different events. So, for example, I'd want a full team of Virus if I'm fighting Data Digimon. I want a full team of Vaccine if I'm fighting Virus Digimon, which are the most common. And I want Data Digimon to deal with the Vaccine type Digimon that my Virus will struggle with. Having that circle is very important. So make sure you at least get 3 teams level 80 before taking on the end of the content. Because right now, in terms of the story, I was rocking my level 80s, my Metal Greymon, my Angelwoman, my Angemon. And I had my Otismon, Datamon, and my Bakamon in the back at the time. And yeah, the Mamimon was messing us up. Now, while that is a boss fight, if I was to go up against the final enemy, my Otismon, at the current content that's available, I would have got my butt kicked. So have a full team of level 80s. I recommend by that point. Level them up here and you'll be Bob's your uncle. Obviously, now that I'm much stronger, if I was to level a Digimon from 1 to 80, I would probably come here. Because by this point, I can carry my Digimon. It's all about pushing through till you're able to carry your lower level Digimon and keep going. So I recommend sticking with the leveling. Focus on it. And once you got to level 80s, you can easily grind any Digimon up to 80. Come here. Another tip I will give just before I end the video though, and this is very important. If I was to go into the Village of Beginnings and click this, because sometimes I don't know why this will not do this while I'm not in the Village of Beginnings. Sometimes it refuses. This has put me in PvP mode where somebody can run up to me and challenge me if they are also in PvP mode. The reason why this is important is because if you don't get people that are going to do that, you get 10% bonus experience at all times while you are red. That's why you'll see so many players run around with red when leveling Digimon, because they level faster. Now, the problem is you got to worry about people sneaking you, but it is always a viable option for a little bit of extra experience, because that's 10% per Digimon defeated, not 10% of my total overall experience. So, bear that in mind. As far as leveling goes, up to the current point of Ultimate, and level 80 is the maximum level at the moment. I will do an updated leveling guide in the future when high levels come out. And I will keep you all up to date. So if you did enjoy today's video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you very much everybody for watching. Hope you all have a wonderful day. Peace.